I was touring with Summer, the Donna Summer musical. Yeah, it was fun. It was. I started rehearsals on the national tour mid-August 2019. 2 weeks before that, I found out I was pregnant and went into rehearsals, which was the most exciting and terrifying, visceral and cerebral challenge I've ever had in terms of balancing everything going on with my body and my hormones and learning a new set of skills about a field I had been in for over a decade. So I was on tour until March 1st, and then March 1st began my maternity leave, which was supposed to be 3 months. Had a baby shower on the 7th. I ended up going to the hospital 3 weeks earlier than planned on March 11th. A Wednesday, and then had a baby on March 14th, the day after everything kind of stopped in its tracks. Being adaptive is crucial, and definitely not passing judgment on anyone's version of navigating this time. I do believe that acceptance of what is before you is going to be paramount in coming through this and not feeling crushed by it. And having a baby will do that for you. Because you have no choice, really. You have to wake up and make sure this human is still alive. I think I have to be back on baby duty. I might just bring her in with me if that's okay. I'm just gonna check if she's okay. Oh, okay, great. I'll be right back. I think something that's excited me is that, hi, we are ushering in a new time when people are being more sensitive to ambitions of women, ambitions of parents. I saw some meme that was like, people want women to work as if they don't have kids, and raise kids as if they don't work. And I was like, oh God, I gotta breathe through that one for a second. Having a kid, but also moving through this time of upheaval helps you, helps you scrutinize how you want to be spending your minutes in the day. It just does. You have no choice. You have to figure out, like, is this time going to be something that will... Are you okay, buddy? Invigorate your life? Or enliven your life, or is it going to be something that you'll walk away from this moment and think, damn it, I wish I hadn't done that? Hi. Something I've really been trying to engage in is diversity equity initiatives, trying to amp up allyship, saying things I was formerly too afraid to say, walking into hard conversations. How do we compassionately make a case for those who might not necessarily see our way right now, that racial inclusivity is beneficial to our society as a whole? Oh, you need to play with this Harry Potter thing. Something that's really excited me is that people not only want to listen to racial conversations, but they kind of have to. So for me, that has definitely taken center stage over the need to hustle or find the next thing or find the next job, because none of those jobs will feel good if I'm not inhabiting a space where these things are living and breathing. I think that because I grew up adopted, that there are elements of the Asian American experience that aren't my narrative. That has often made me feel isolated in this country sometimes too, as an Asian American. There are pressures that I don't have in my life. Certain pressures as an Asian American that some of my other friends do have with their parents, with the immigrant generation in America. So, in that way, I think part of the double-edged sword of being adopted, and I think after working through many years of self-erasure, is that it did give me a little stankiness, a lot of openness. and is part of the reason why theater folks, men, have been put off by me. Because they see an Asian woman and they expect softness, they expect submission, obedience, all these tropes, and I was raised by a really strong woman and by a father who empowered me. There are challenges and struggles that I acknowledge I don't have to be processing right now that other Asian Americans have to. It is hard because Asians are really facing a horrible uptick in racism and aggression because of our president using this language about the China virus and the China plague, but at the same time, I do believe that there is a priority list. And we're talking about a country that has enslaved a people and has built so many loopholes into the system to continue stealing from them their bodies, their identities, and making them commodities for white culture. I feel strength in that language of Black Lives Matter. This is our priority. Sorry to swear, but let's unfuck ourselves from this for a moment and we will see healing. I do believe that. I believe that white theater makers look to Asian artists as a bridge. And so I've been experiencing a lot more engagement recently. And I have really been trying to seize this moment. Being Asian American has been a really lucky gateway to engage in conversation and acknowledge what is problematic about being an approachable minority. If we were truly a great nation, we would see the beautiful abundance in skill and perspective and human energy emanating from a people who shaped what this country is and literally built this country. It's absurd that something that feels so logical, like a notion we should all be trying to live by because we're all supposed to be trying to be good humans, is something people are dying for on the street and have been forever. We know we are essential to a culture, but we have been taught to feel unessential. I know the arts are essential. I am not impervious to how sensitive it feels to have an entire industry shut down. I know what me and my colleagues do is important, and I have an unwavering belief that we need storytellers. That's never going away. I am essential. I am an essential artist, mother. It's been really cool to ask my mother questions about how I was like and feel myself carrying on traditions. Like, I hate this stigma in mainstream culture. Like, I'm becoming my mother and I hate it. Like, you know what? How about we let women feel proud of becoming their mothers? Gratitude for your mom? Gratitude is never cheesy. Your mother is a powerful thing. When my daughter was born, I had 4 days when I was induced. And just as I was pushing the last push, she inhaled a blood clot on the way out. And so she came out and she wasn't breathing and she was white and the doctors looked a little stunned. I saw this look, and this was the head of the obstetrics practice, and he just said, "Why isn't she breathing? Why isn't she screaming?" And there was blood coming out of her nose and coming out of her mouth. And it really is a moment as a human and as a mother that you don't have time to register trauma in that moment. Your lizard brain takes hold and, what's happening? How are you gonna save that thing? How are you gonna save her? She didn't breathe for the first 9 minutes of her life. And there were babies that don't breathe for the first 45 minutes, I've come to learn. So they put her in a ventilator and they put this tube in her lung. And then the doctor came down and said, "So apparently your daughter resuscitated herself? Because babies aren't supposed to be able to scream with this particular tube in their lung." And she screamed and she ripped out the blood clot with the tube. And these hardcore amazing doctors saying, "We've never seen anything like this before." I only bring this up to say that the notion of my life being essential, my career being essential, suddenly shrunk in comparison to this baby. I hope we will have learned that unless you are an Indigenous person, we are all immigrants, whether we were forced to immigrate here or not. And that should be the thing that increases empathy. And hand in hand with that is that the disease doesn't care. It doesn't care how much money you have. Everyone will have been touched by this somehow. That's my hope, that we will have gotten a deeper look into the things that connect us as people. People are amazing. The things people have uncovered in themselves, the talents, the ways people are shocked by the skills that are hiding out in them that they are discovering during this time is so beautiful. Recommitting yourself to existing is as courageous an act as having a strategic plan for all the goals you want to achieve.